You know what the dopest thing about being a human being is, in my opinion? The growth. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's evolving and ongoing from birth to death. You know, this conversation I had with River Jude exemplifies all of that, and you can hear the vulnerability in his voice as he talks and he speaks. So I want y'all to take y'all time, give me about 30 minutes or so, and enjoy this. It's a lot of relatable content. So I present to y'all River Jude. Mr. River,
What's
I'm
up?
excited about this one, bro.
Haha.
Hey man, appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate you coming. Mano y mano.
Yeah, man.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Who are you?
You know, um, I am a very flawed human being, and I think of David. David in the Bible. Uh, he made a lot of mistakes, but one thing he did was always, get on his face, repented, and he got right back up. So I think I'm a man who just never gives up.
Right.
Never gives up. Never gave up on his dreams, and just keeps going. Despite what's going on.
Right. It's just interesting word you use as flaw because I think everybody, I, I, I don't think I would use the word flawed personally because it's kind of like, I know it's not a bad thing, but it's like when somebody says ignorant. People
Yeah.
think ignorant is bad. Ignorance is just not knowing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all flawed.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be perfect because it'll be boring.
Yeah.
It'll be boring as hell. So,
Mhm.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
Now, who are you? What do you do?
What do I do? Man, I'm a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
I write music, and I want to make people feel seen and heard through my music.
Nice.
That's what I do.
How long you been singing?
Man, I started singing in church when I was, I think, about 12 years old.
Okay.
Did some plays, was in drama. So probably for over 20 years. Man.
20 years. 20 years. Okay. I'm gonna brag on. Can I brag about you real quick?
Man, go for it.
I'm gonna brag about the man real quick. When I first met you, I was like, oh, this dude is like Robin Thicke over. like just dope vibe, good voice, man. So that's my thoughts about you, man. So I think you're super talented.
Thank you. Likewise.
What would you say your genre is?
I don't really know. I guess, when people ask, I'm just like, it's indie rock, indie soul.
Right.
Because I'm inspired by a lot of different types of music.
Yeah.
So I guess we could say it's like indie rock, indie soul rock.
Okay. Okay. So why do you matter?
Why do I matter? I think my history of what I've been through,
Right.
and what I've overcome in life, and translate that into my art, I think that can help other people to overcome a lot in their lives too. And I think that's very important. I remember music that I used to listen to going through like the hardest times in my life, and I'm just like thanking God for this person. Like, thank you for their art. Like,
right,
help me. So I think that's why I matter.
And I don't know if you mind if I pry. What was some of the things you speak about as far as overcoming?
Oh man, it's mostly thought patterns that you kind of grow up with, like putting yourself down, the way you treat yourself, the way you speak about yourself, and habits, partying too much, staying up all night. Yeah. And yeah, it's mostly just like the thought process and how I treat myself.
Thought pattern. That's deep, man, because so many of us are, afflicted by our thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we hold ourselves back in so many things. How did you change that? Because I mean, it's something still gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. You am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Say bad words.
So say yeah.
So you fuck up enough to the point where you hit rock bottom, and then that rock bottom has a rock bottom, and then there's another rock bottom after that, and you just realize like you're hurting yourself, you're hurting the people you love, and that's how I realized, man, I got to make changes. And also my faith, plays a big role.
Right.
You know, the love my parents showed me. And I just, my music, my art is just so important to me that I don't want to compromise that, and I don't want to sacrifice that. You know, I want to realize my full potential.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
When you currently, in the present state, when you are in those moments where you catch yourself like, I can't go back into that type of negative patterns.
Yeah.
Do you have something in particular that you do to kind of get out of that?
Well, at first, you know, I always pray. You know, every time I go out, I'm like, God, protect me, speak to me. You know, so I always feel like this strange form of anxiety, like inside me, like telling me, like, hey, you know, if you do that, it's gonna lead to this.
Right.
You know. So I just kind of, I walk away, take a deep breath, talk to God for a little bit, and do what I have to do. If I have to leave, then I leave.
Right.
You know, if I have to open up, if I have to speak out, I speak out.
Right.
You know? So, but that's it's something you gotta train. Like you gotta, cause sometimes I'm like, I don't even listen to that voice. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go for it, have fun, deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Know? So.
Okay. Before we get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of the question interview.
Yeah.
So, I like to be a good host, good house guest.
Yeah.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
But today I ain't got the pastries. I ain't got nothing to drink. So what I wanted to do today was share one of my favorite minerals that I use, which is fulvic acid. I'm gonna be like on the infomercial today.
Yeah, do it.
Fulvic acid. Hipster, no. But fulvic acid, man, it's natural. Comes from the soil.
Yeah.
But it helps with your absorption of nutrients. But like you said, y'all go check this out. It helps with natural energy producing. It's alkalizing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so many different other health benefits. So I want to share this with you.
Dude.
Take that out.
Absolutely. So I read up on it a little bit, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, because I'm big on vitamins and taking care of my body and stuff. Like, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
And I promise, I tell people all the time, it has no taste. None.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, it's just water.
Yeah, tastes like water, man.
That's it. And I appreciate anything that has no flavor.
Yeah.
Some vitamins taste like ass.
Yeah.
This is great, dude.
Yeah, funny that you say that, man. One of the whenever I need to relieve my bowels, I always take this herb called Cascara sagrada.
Okay.
Now I give this to a lot of my friends. Like when everybody's saying I need to use the restroom, people always I always tell them go get some Cascara sagrada. Yeah, you talking about herbs that's horrible, bro? This tastes so bitter, it's like the worst one.
Oh god.
So yeah, but
it
does what it's supposed to do.
Disinflammation and stuff like that.
As far as like clearing your bowel muscles, it's like a natural laxative. So
okay. Damn.
I make sure I go check out the fulvic acid, man, because it's like he said. I said, don't take our word for it. It really is really good.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, will you hand me my Polaroid?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So will you hold this up again?
Yeah.
You look so cool holding that up. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, ads, you heard him. I look cool holding this up. We need that.
Let me let it charge. I think I got it. All right, you ready?
You got the Polaroid. Oh shit. Hey.
Cool.
That's dope.
I'll show it to the camera at the end.
Yeah. You say you gotta like do that to make it go?
No, I think that's just kind of something people do. You just let it sit for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It develops.
All right, man.
Yeah.
You ready to get into these questions?
Let's do it.
All right, man. So your first official question is: are we pawns in life of an already established game?
Like everything is set already. Like our path is set. Is that?
I think it's however you perceive that. You know what I mean? I think because if we're asking myself, I think it's the game of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it could be more people. We could be talking more on the surface level as far as like on everyday living. You know how I always say the rat race and different things. So I think it's a perspective thing.
Man, I honestly don't even know how to answer that.
Yeah.
What would you answer?
I would say Yes, we're definitely upon pawns. Like, are we being controlled? That's of opinion.
Maybe to a certain extent where we don't have really control over.
Right,
Yeah,
right. It's over opinion because I was born into everybody else was already moving in a certain way, and I just fell into it. I went to school like everybody else.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like I start eating the same thing as everybody else, so I can say I was born into a program of whatever my culture was or what my nurture was.
Yeah.
So I could definitely go deeper.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in deeper because that's a whole another rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
I think it's truly perspective, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna sit with that for a bit.
Okay. We're gonna revisit that.
Yeah.
We're gonna revisit that because something else might spark you. So, what are you delaying for tomorrow?
Oh man, these are tough.
Some deep questions, man.
I don't think about this stuff.
Yeah.
What am I delaying for tomorrow? Man, sometimes I feel.
Give me a shot while you thinking.
Yeah. What am I delaying for tomorrow? I've never been asked that question before.
It sounds a lot deeper
Mm-hmm.
than it really is.
Yeah.
Because think about the things we procrastinate about.
Yeah.
All it is delay is procrastination.
Yeah.
And so, as artists,
yeah,
as creatives, think about when it's time to release a song. Like,
no, it's not good enough. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
I used to be like that. I used to be exactly like that, but now I don't really care anymore because I was a huge people pleaser.
Right.
And I cared about what people thought about me to an extent. I still do.
Right.
But I don't know. I've made a lot of changes in my life. So I don't feel like I'm delaying anything. I was before because I was like, I'll take care of this later. I'll deal with myself later. I'll deal with my sorrow, with my pain later. But I made a lot of changes, and I feel like at this point in my life, I am facing these things head on.
During that time, what made you delay? What were those things that was happening that is it just did not want to look at the man in the mirror?
Yeah, it was the pain and the hurt of the past that was holding me down, and you're just so afraid to face it sometimes.
Right.
Like it's really tough, and you're so stuck in your habits and your way of living, and that dopamine feels so good that you don't want to leave it, and have to face that person in the mirror, like you said. And that's what Face to Face is about, the song that I released.
Right.
It's exactly about that. It's about feeling 100,000 miles away from yourself, so disconnected from yourself. So,
yeah. I think one of those. It's hard, man, because you don't want to be the one that fails.
Yeah.
Because sometimes failure can set you back further than we ever imagined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's worse when it's mentally.
Mentally, yeah, it'll hold you down for years, man.
If you're not strong enough, if you don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's a deep one.
It's good.
All right. Will a person of value help you become a person of success?
Absolutely. My family.
Yeah.
The way they believed in me, and by value, you mean like how we value them,
I think it's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we I think even with success, everybody deems success different. As long as they're able to feed themselves, clothe themselves, house themselves. A lot of people think that's successful.
Yeah, I look up to people like that, and I see it sometimes as like a healthy competition, and it pushes me to not want to get behind.
Right.
It makes me want to go harder after my dreams. If they could do it, I could do it too.
Right. Now, let me look at this question again because I want to go some more about it. That's the beauty of being able to stop and edit and
Yeah, no, it's great.
The person of value, do you think they have to be? Does that value has to be from a positive or negative experience?
It can be both, man.
Right, right.
Absolutely. Like sometimes, like me, I hit rock bottom a bunch of times, and it turned into something beautiful. It woke me up,
Right.
and not only that, like it made me more of a compassionate and more understanding person when it comes to the next individual that's struggling.
Yeah.
That people kind of overlook or they're afraid, to deal with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy, man, because as I sit and think about that question, as you answer it, I almost want to lean towards the negative experiences may help us evolve even more faster.
Yeah.
Because think about when we were kids and they say, "Don't put your hand on that stove; it's hot."
You're gonna learn.
And kids have to do it to learn it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Even now,
Yeah.
as adults, we have to go through it to learn it. Yeah, some things
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's how we're able to help people.
Right.
Somebody that hasn't been through what I've been through, trying to help me out, is a little bit more difficult than somebody who overcame and knows the way out.
Right.
They're like, hey, I've been there before. I know the way out. I overcame that. Let me help you now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the positive experiences or the positive people that bring value to us, I think sometimes we may take those take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's feeding that dopamine.
Yeah.
It's feeding them things like, ooh, you know what I mean? Or because some people are just luckier than others.
Yeah.
In life, you know what I mean? So having positive people in their lives, they don't see it as a big boost like that.
Yeah.
Because it's an everyday thing.
Yeah. They don't appreciate it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I know exactly what you mean.
You ready to go back to the other question?
I think so. Ask it again.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm smart enough for that question.
You're brilliant. Brilliant, bro.
Thank you.
Are we pawns in life? No, that wasn't it.
I think that was the one.
It was it?
That was the one, yeah.
Are we pawns in life of an already established game?
Can you ask that in a different form? Like, it's a different way of asking that. Remember, I'm Brazilian.
Okay.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, Portuguese is my first language.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So a lot of these words, some of them are kind
pawns. So pawns in the sense of, just what they call it, the NPCs.
Okay.
Just like a person that's movable. Like
do you mean a pawn?
Pawn.
I thought you said pun, like P-U-N.
Oh,
that's why I didn't get it. I was like, a pun, like that's why I was like, wait, life is a joke or something?
No, pawn. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I get you.
Okay. Maybe it's the grill. Maybe it's my accent.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just southern. I'm country as hell. I haven't called them country before.
No, you do have a southern accent.
Yeah.
So are we pawns of life in a game that is already established?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I think it's